week. Someone dropped a bomb somewhere, contaminating the atmosphere and blackening the sky. This was week. Someone found a way to give the rotting dead a will to live, go on and never die. Have you heard the news? What did it say? Who's won that race? What's the weather like today? This good news week. It's good news week. Surprising ways that method ways to keep us from the heat. It's good news week. It's good news week. Someone found a way to get the rotting dead the will to get on and never die. Have you heard the news? What did it say? Who's won that race? What's the weather like today? What's the weather like today? It's good news week.
All right, evening, a couple of you. I didn't post this one, and didn't give a lot of notice, so there might not be many people on, but that doesn't matter. It just means that the few that are on here, we have to just talk a bit more. I see there's a couple of people coming on and off. Feel free to jump in on the live stream. I've put the StreamYard link there. It's pinned at the top, so if you want to join in, you can more than welcome to join in and leave or whatever. Good opportunity if you want to have a go at trying going on YouTube while there's not many people watching. You can make the biggest dick of yourself, or if you're only on for a little bit and then jump off, all good. Hey, Greg Campbell, what's doing? Good to see someone's in the comments. Much better than just me and my thoughts. I wasn't sure whether many might get on midweek. Main reason I wanted to jump on was there's a lot of crap going on in the world at the moment, and I just thought, let's change the conversation a little bit. And if you're not sure of how to use StreamYard, it's pretty simple. You don't have to actually download anything. You just need to go on the StreamYard website, and then, well, you can actually just click the link and it'll take you there. If you don't want to go on camera either, if you just want voice, you can do that. I did that the other day by accident. So yeah, more than welcome to. Even if you want to come on and ask something, or you want to talk about something, all good. But what I would like for you to do, if you are in the chat, is think about something that has happened. I've got a little slideshow of things I'm going to go through, of some good news that's happened in the last sort of week or two. But maybe you've got something. Evening, Freddie. Thanks for joining in. Appreciate it. But maybe you've got something that's happened in the last week or month. It doesn't matter. Whether it's happened to you directly or whether it's something you've just noticed and you want to put it up there as a bit of good news. Hello, Wixie. What is doing? Hope you are well. I saw a good little video. I'm not like a mad TikToker going through videos and reels and all that, but I watched one this morning. Well, watched many. It was an interview, like a TV host or someone like that, with a kid. He must have only been like 7 years old, and there's something about giving advice or whatever. And he said, you can't change the wind, but you can change the sails. I thought that was a pretty simple way of putting it. So once again, trying to keep things a little bit positive. I'm going to start off with the fact that I get to have 2 years old. No, not just that, but I will show it off because I know a few people like it. Not long ago, it was this little guy's birthday. So there's the first good news. And you don't have to have a drink or anything. For me, it's midweek, and why not? It's cold outside, 2 years old, beautiful. All right, so that's the first thing that's good news. Hey, who we got on here? Burko. Oh, I don't know if I've seen you before. Awesome. Welcome, Burko. And we've got Mr. Turtle himself. So feel free, either come in on the StreamYard or put some comment down there and let me know what's something that's you've noticed that's positive in the last week or two. Yep, it does that. It must take them from up here though and put them here. Got Wixie there saying hello to Mr. Turtle, and each other saying g'day, which is good. Hopefully you've all been well. Probably just go straight into the little slideshow. I've got a couple of photos. I don't intend on being on here for too long. Anywhere between half an hour and an hour would be great. Depends on what the conversation's like and who wants to join in. But one thing I noticed this week was some good news that we got an extra member in the community. So I'm sure all of you would be well aware of a baby that was born, was it Monday? Sunday? Monday. A couple of days ago. And I've got a photo here. I hope they don't mind me showing. There's the baby. Yeah. Definitely runs in the family when it comes to looks, I think. So yeah, yet to give the baby a name. So that's pretty cool. Good for Mr. Buckaroony, Lauren, Buzz, and the family. So yeah, don't think it'll be much of a. What do they say? It skips generations. So this baby's gonna not be able to fish. Yeah. Anyway, so there's the first. Well, that's the second good news because we had Ruff's birthday. Now we've got baby. I don't know. Does the baby have a name yet? Does anyone know? Put in the comments if you know. I haven't had a look at the post since the other day, and at that stage they're still tossing up names. Yes, that's true. The baby does have. You're spot on. It does have hair. Yeah. Maybe they're only born with so much, and that's what you've got for a lifetime. Could be. Won't be able to fish or cook. We'll be able to. Guaranteed though, come like 3 months, we'll be talking like that. Hey, Lukey Reed, you may or may not show an appearance later in a couple slides' time. Hopefully you're all well down in, well, I shouldn't say down in Tassie, because since I live there too. Hope all is well, and it's not long before you start heading north. Are you making more of a trip of it, Lukey Reed? I'm sure I've asked you this before, I've just got a short-term memory. And for anyone that is coming down south or coming from the south, if you want to try and catch up with people either before or after the event, I'm sure there'll be plenty of people more than willing to let you stay at their place or show you around. Okay. Anyway, so that's our second piece of good news. Another one is that was it 2,700 beers. So if there's 27, look, we'll do some quick maths. 2,700 beers. Even if you said there was 270 people that were going, that's 10 beers each. Half of those are not going to drink beer. That's 20. That's a 6-pack a night. Pretty good going, isn't it? I know that I'll be throwing some money in the charity for that one, and it saves me bringing it. I don't think I'm going to even need to bring a fridge at this stage. With all the food and now drinks provided, pretty much, and it's going to be cold, so you can have extra drinks just sitting outside. I just don't, and I might not even need a tent yet. Now that Phil's got his McMansion of a camping setup, I think I just need to turn up. So I think I can achieve that. We've got another member that's, well, a couple of members that are overseas at the moment, posting up some lovely photos, and they're doing I'm not sure what sort of a trip they're doing around Europe, but whether it's one they've planned themselves or they're jumping on and off tours. But yeah, saw them out outside Buckingham Palace, I think it was the other day, wearing their shirts. It is a flash setup, Burko. He's very proud of it, and so he should be. He got a really good buy. Actually, between that and his Pajero, they're both really good buys, and they're really good setups. He should be well and truly set. Nothing much else to do. Yeah, so these guys are over there having a wonderful time. I'm really looking forward to catching up with them again. It won't be long now. And one thing that was absolutely all over social media and the internet was let's just move him over there so we're covering that name up. Was the Southern Lights, which I went out and tried to have a look, but we got a bit of cloud and stuff, so I couldn't see them, and we might have been a little bit not quite in the right spot. But like when I say we, I mean most people. Wait, where'd Rochi get? I'm glad you missed that. Sorry, Rochi. Hey, Lenny. Hey, everyone. I just jumped on to say hi. I'm at work again, so I can't stay long. Oh, thanks for dropping by, though. Enjoy work. I'm very jealous that you are at work at the moment. Yeah, so the Southern Lights were pretty cool. Missed them, but down in Tassie, where I live, they were pretty good. Apparently, the mountains were, like some of the mountain lookout places were absolutely packed. And there are a lot of reddy colours, more so from like reddy and dark purple than the green. So pretty cool. I'm just going to go. I just saw we just got someone on. I'm just going to go back a couple of slides here because Buck's just even everyone in Townsville for the 4 Drive show starting on Friday. We're just talking about some good news. Buck and I actually started off with 2 good news stories about your family. The first one being this guy's birthday. And then I'll just go back. We're just talking about the new addition to. And I'll go back. Wait. Here. New addition to your family. So yeah. Resemblance. Uncanny. Does the baby have a name yet, Buck? Because I'm not either you've posted or you haven't and I've missed it. But that's about as much as yeah. I was trying to think of I was watching Good News Week, if anyone remembers that TV show that was on, and they'd go through photos like news clippings and stuff and put them up there of some of the good news stories throughout the week. I thought, shit, I don't have any photos and I've got no one to jump on with, so I quickly went and I think I did that like in 10 minutes before I jumped on. Just went and got a couple of photos together. Yeah. So there's some pretty cool things that are happening in the last week. I'll just get out of that for a moment. There we go. Let me see. Did we get a name or not yet? What's I'd comment back to that, but I'm keeping this positive. Let's see. No name. Oh. There you go. Macy. Was that one of the names that you thought it was going to be? Or was it Elsie or Macy? Cool name. Looking forward to when you do a live feed and you might explain a bit more about the names, how they came to it. Yeah, true. Yep. Anyway, at least the baby has your, well, not for it, but at least it's carrying on the Rogers head. So someone put in the comments, what's something that's happened positive in the last week or 2 or month? Or maybe it's something that is coming up that you're looking forward to, whether it's happening to you directly or it's something else. Frankie, Stevie, Elsie, or Macy. They all end in the same, which is good. Yeah, it is a cool name, isn't it? Yeah, righto. I'll send it to you afterwards. Yeah. I can't think of much else that is going. They're the main things I could think of that's sort of positive. I've got a really big and exciting day tomorrow at work. I have all the year sixes coming ready for high school tomorrow. They're doing like a test run where we run workshops and everything, and I'm the year advisor for next year. So it's like a good, nervous, exciting thing. That's probably about the most positive. Yeah, I'm staying away from that one, Jack, because that's not positive. We've had a bit of that going. Yeah, no, I'm going to stay away from that one. But I do agree. This weekend, actually, we've got our first car event that I can attend, and we're actually we're going to the Infantry Museum with the car club, and we're going to do the Infantry Museum. But then we're also doing a like behind the scenes type thing. We've got a returned serviceman. I'm not sure age or conflicts or anything like that, but we've got a returned serviceman doing a private tour talk with us. So that's pretty cool. That's on Sunday. So I'll be taking the Land Rover to that. We're lucky that it's not far. So Buck's saying he's got some positive news. Oh, wait. I won't post it up. Yeah. It's hard to stay away from all this shit, isn't it? It's just bad stuff happening all the time. And that's why I'm trying as much as possible to try and discuss positive things, even though it can be extremely hard. What car club? It's a mixed car club that I'm in, Burko. It's mostly probably people with cars of like 70s and 80s. But there's no brand or anything specific. There's a couple others that have all drives as well, and yeah, it's a mixed match, which is good. Good thing I find with a mixed match club is you're not in competition with each other, and people aren't, oh, you've got that wrong, you whatever. You get to see other vehicles too, which is cool. Positive news. 2 sunny days in a row in Newcastle. Definitely. I feel like we had a couple of weeks without sun, it felt like, and it was just, morning, day, night were all the same almost. And we're just getting rain. It's so boggy. It's only just started, the puddles here in the last couple of days have started to not dry off, but not be just water completely laying around. Did I see the army truck that took out the servo? Yeah. Yes, I did see that one. It was a Unimog. It wouldn't have been an army guy though. It would have been a someone who's bought one and just didn't realise the height. Heaps of people bought those Unimogs and without knowing much about them. Same as how a lot of people bought the ex-army Land Rovers and didn't know much about them. I got 2 days in Coffs as well. It's good. Yeah, so it sounds like the weather in most places the last couple of days has been quite good, and I think the next few days it's supposed to be good as well. Excuse me. And a lot of places got the really nice skies as well for the Southern Lights. The Southern Lights that were in Australia, which Northern Queensland didn't get. But that's what you get living up there. Enjoy your $30 million Castlereagh overpass. 4.2 litre. I can't remember. They're absolutely massive though, those Unimogs, if that's what you're talking about. They've got Roachy's off. I was about to say, talking about changing massive tyres. They've got winches on the Unimogs, and that's what Roachy's out doing now, changing massive tyres using forklifts basically. Roachy's got some pretty cool news too. He got a dog the other day. So maybe one day we might get on here and might be able to show Roachy's new dog if he wants to do that. The Army Land Rovers were 3.9. Yeah, which is still for a 4-cylinder, 3.9 is quite big. What were the Land Cruisers with their 6 cylinders? Were they a 4.2? Them and the Patrols? But anyway, yeah, 3.9, so a very torquey engine for a 4-cylinder. Yeah. But they are diesel, and they, great engines, good on fuel, etc. Mogs had a 6-cylinder donk, can't remember the CCs, yeah. Yeah, so the Unimog's absolutely massive. The tires on, they've got to have winches basically to change a tire. They're pretty expensive to do work on, I think. But a lot of people got them. I see them on farms and stuff a lot of the time, which they'd be good for that. They're a wide track and everything, so even though they look bigger, which means they can go everywhere, it's not necessarily the case. Bigger isn't always better. But yeah, sometimes you're better off having it lower to the ground, not as wide, so you can get places. But yeah, I have seen a few people have done them up into like the big lap of Australia to do a tour, and that's complete overkill because where are you going to take that? Where like a very simply modified four-wheel drive couldn't go. And if you were after a bigger carrying capacity, just get a six-wheel drive or a lazy axle. But you shouldn't need to do that. I think a lot of people just like the idea of them. Which if you get through the whole lap without having any problems, that is all good. How long is it now? Does anyone know the countdown until the camp up? It's starting to get quite cold here. Still haven't lit the fire, but it's getting there. And I don't know about where at Goombara, but considering it's not far from Warwick, I imagine it's quite a cold place. Yeah, Wixie, I agree. Not close enough. It's gonna come around quick though. As soon as June's over, it'll be good. When's the next cook up? Not sure what. Oh, talking about different things there. I'm not sure who's got some cook ups. I know that Anthony Wicks put some amazing cook ups on the Legends page. And if you ever want to know more about his cook ups, just ask him in the comments. He'll show you or tell you how to do it. It's cold there, Landy. Okay. Yeah, I think it's going to be quite cold. But with 2,700 beers, I don't think it's going to be too cold. When it stops raining in September. Yeah. What's the 4-drive? Are you all with Shady Gear, are you? And where's that one? At the Townsville. I haven't been to one of the 4-drive camping shows for a few years. I think the last... I went to the Sydney one a couple of years ago, but it was a very quick... I didn't have all day there. I had other things I had to do. It was good. I think from memory, though, it felt like if you were into caravans, it was a good place to be. Not... that was probably the main reason to go. I remember 23-0 had a really good setup, and they had some okay discounts on some of their stuff. But a lot of the other things that were there, you get just as good discounts, if not better, just online with constant sales and everything. Even 4 weeks ago, I slept there real good, way colder than Harvey Bay. Most places are going to be colder than Harvey Bay. But yes, that in particular would be quite a cold place. Yep, I'll be at the Shady Gear stand with Jan, helping her set up her gazebos, etc. So are you there as well? So if people come up and you're just an extra, almost like a salesperson or something, they want to ask questions. And do you know whether, how's Jan going with the Shady Gear stuff? I haven't heard for a while, because she only started up not that long ago. How she's going with it? Is the market still doing well? Yeah. Anyone else with some good news? Now we're going 16 on, which is pretty cool. We might try and go to roughly 740. I can't think of much else. The only other thing is fuel's dropped a little bit in price. Well, it's dropped a fair bit here in town. It's about 20 to 30 cents cheaper than what it was a month ago, but it's still really expensive. But positive that it's cheaper. Yeah. Let's see. What's Burko? Bought a privacy screen on your recommendation, but it's awesome. One thing I would love to know with the Shady Gear, I'm sure it's been asked before, is it possible for the material on the outside to either have a painting type, something just so it's not silver, or does it have to be silver for it to work the way it does? I imagine it does because that makes it reflective, a bit like what you put on your windscreen of your car. But is there a way that you could also use the same material and put, like a lot of the awnings, like on caravans, you can put images and things on it like that. 'Cause I just think that's probably the only thing that would probably put me off, is just that it might look a bit like, for example, when I was going to have the Army Land Rover, and I looked at them, and I just thought it looks a bit weird having all this camouflage and then this bright shiny silver. Let's see. When I get home Monday, me and Rafa are heading west for a boys' camp. I can't take the rain anymore. Yeah, yeah. It's funny how the rain, like, you really only need a week, and you guys get a lot more up there. And yeah, it does take it out of you. It'd be similar to working nights. I know, like when I lived in Sweden and I was working in winter, I would get up in the dark, go to the train station in the dark. The sun would start to come up when I got off the train station and had to walk to work. And then I would just get the last light leaving work, go to the train station. By the time I got on the train or got to the train station, it was dark again. And doing that over and over, it has that similar thing to when it's raining all the time. It just feels like you can never get out and do things. You can't put a design on. Okay, $1.87 for E10. So we're not far off that here now. Not sure, Landy, it works great in hot weather. I can't remember, because Buck was the main one with promoting it with the videos. Did he ever do a video on temperature difference? If not, that'd be interesting. I'm sure there's one out there somewhere. Turn it into an outdoor toilet if I do that. Had bugger all rain last. Oh, I clicked on the same one twice. Super reflective. Yep. We've only had 15 fine days this year. That's shit, is it? 15. So how many days have we had? 5 months. 5 times 30. So we've had about 130 days, and you've only had 15. That's shit. I was about to say you might notice it more being retired if you're home more, but then it should actually be worse if you're working and you're coming home and you're never getting a break to go out and do stuff. That's true. It's living up to its name. We're going there next week, we hope, if everything works out. Where are you heading to? Are you going, excuse me, are you going north or to Gumbara? Not sure where you're talking about there, Jack. Let me think. Anything else that is good news that's happening? I've pretty much got all my... Hey, Trev Kelly, that's good news, having him on. Hey all, I'm late, aren't I? Yep. It's all right. It's only a quickie. Raining here in Rocky again today, a bit over it. Lucky you had good weather. Oh, I think you had mostly good weather for Beef Week, though. When are we going camping again? I was having a chat to Rochi about that the other day. I don't think we're going to get away until after the long weekend. And then we've got to force ourselves to, like, I think the weekend, either the weekend after the long weekend or the weekend after that, we're going to have to just go, even if it's for a night. Because come July, I'm out again pretty much. Like, I'm sure I can make time, but I just can't plan for it. Are you going close? Okay. Yeah. Oh, to Kumbara? Kumbara. 130 Ks. Yeah, right. The only other good news I have is that I've almost got all my house stuff sorted. I've got most of my documents all signed. I signed because I've got to rent the property out for a year. I've signed that. So all I've really got left to do is a couple little things I need to fix before putting tenants in there, and then just paying the rest of the money that I have as a deposit. That's about it. Yeah, will do. We might have to, like we'll talk before then, but we might have to talk around the long weekend and when we all know what we're doing. You're cooking though. Besides that, I can't think of anything else. Um, Anyone else got anything new? Anyone doing some interesting cook-ups this weekend? I almost thought about on the weekend doing, getting the fire, like Ozpig or something out and doing a cook-up, but it then rained, or it looked like it was going to rain Saturday, and then Sunday it was pretty ordinary as well. Didn't really rain that much, but it was just overcast all day, so I didn't bother. Emu Park. I don't even know where a lot of these places are. I feel like a lot of these places just sound like Sydney places to me. Isn't Emu Park in Sydney? Hmm. Got a Stephen Ennis Jaws Adventure stubby cooler. They're pretty cool. They're all SMG ones, and they fit good. And they're not just. I don't think they're just some stubby coolers. You get just a cheap glued thing on the bottom, whereas these are like actually. I'm sure they're glued, but they're stitched a bit better than a lot. Fire Maple Saturn and Vigi Barbie perfect setup. Are you saying about Bucks one, or that you've got one, or you're getting one? I was looking. Speaking of the Vigi Barbie, Dad was ploughing the other day. I said to him, "Got any spare disc ploughs there?" And he said, "No, I haven't worn them out yet. I'd like to have a crack at making one." Emu Park near Pooney Rocky. All the way up there. I went up there once. I can't remember. I only went into Rockhampton briefly, and then I can't remember the next place. I remember Bowen. There wasn't a lot there. There was a big mango. Townsville, stopped and had a bit of a look. Went for a quick swim in the, I don't know what you call it, the ocean bath pool lagoon thing. I'm not sure if I went to the lookout at Townsville. Very dry place when I was there. Yeah, I can't remember much else about the North Coast at all. Not until I remember a little bit. I remember Paranella Park, and then most of it from there on would be around the Cairns area and Atherton Tablelands. What is there to do in Bowen? This was before smartphones and everything, so I stopped at information centres and stuff as I went to find out what there was to do around and everything. But be a lot better now that you can just search everything up on your phone as you go. But yeah, all I can remember is just driving through it and stopping at the Big Mango. I don't even know if I got the photos anymore. It's ages ago. Great Kepi. What's Great Kepi? Oh, Keppel. I was at the island. Fishing, snorkeling. Yeah. The only part of the reef that I did was off Cairns. Like I did 2 different tour things there. One, you went out and you went to 4 different reefs and you did a dive and snorkel. And the other one, I just went to not Green Island, Fitzroy Island. I really enjoyed Fitzroy Island. It was definitely not commercialized at all when I was there. And there's a big coral bleaching, which they seem to have and happen a lot now, which was a bit disappointing, I guess, or like disappointing to see more than like. But there's still heaps of fish and coral that you could snorkel around and have a look at. Oh yeah, so it is the island. How do you get? Can you easily get there, or you have to have like permission or something? Bowen is bloody nice, mate. Got to go into the town off the highway. Yep. Oh, I'll get there again one day. I think it's more the cost of fuel and and your travel costs. The cost of doing the trip up and back more so than having the time off to do it. And when I've got time off is the wrong time to be going. I'm not going up at Christmas. You should have to. You should have come to Harvey Bay to work, Landy. Then the North is not. I've thought about that so many times. It's still on my possible to do. I'm just gonna. I'm just gonna wait and suss things out for a few more years, and yeah, I just wasn't quite ready to do that move. I thought about it and have been thinking about doing that for a couple of years. Um, I just wasn't quite ready to do that big of a move just yet. It's one of those things that like it may never happen. It could happen anytime, or it might be a 5, 10 year thing. Not sure. I've just got to wait and see how things go a bit more down here. Have not been any further than Yeppoon. It's a nice place. I can't remember Yeppoon when I was up there. Airlie Beach, I remember, because it was so different to the rest of the North Coast. It felt, not that I've been there, but it felt more like you were in Greece or something, like with the blue water and everything. And not, I don't mean this in a bad way to the rest of Queensland, but it seemed a lot more civilized is not the right word to use without pissing people off. Basically, like it had a lot more construction work in there. Like the buildings were a lot newer, and I don't know, maybe it was like a bit more money had been spent in that place compared to others. Yeah, too hot at Christmas. When I actually went up, I think it was February, so it was pretty damn hot and humid. One of the things I remember very vividly was it was in the main street of Cairns, not the Esplanade, it was the one back, like where your Woolies, that is. And I came out and I was just sweating. It wasn't hot, it was just humid. And there wasn't even really clouds in the sky, and it just started pissing down rain. It lasted like 5 minutes and just stopped. And it did that quite often. And the other thing I remember, because I was staying in the caravan park, I'm sure there's more than one, but I was staying in the caravan park just in the cabin. And the floor was just constantly wet, just from humidity. And it just you couldn't dry it. Like you could run the towel over it, but even then that wouldn't dry it out that much. So it didn't matter what you do, you just couldn't really dry it out. Don't change your mind now. You just, yeah. No, it's something I've been thinking of, and like I feel somewhat confident that the property I bought I shouldn't lose on it, so to speak. The biggest risk we have down here is just that if we have a massive mining crash, that's what's going to do it. But I'm hoping it might not be too bad where I am. But anyway, still doesn't really feel like my house, and because I can't move into it for a year. It just means I don't have to keep looking on the weekends, and I've got a lot less money in my bank account. You love Cooktown, very windy though. I only drove through Cooktown. Must have been. Does it go Cooktown then the Daintree and Cape Tribulation? I can't remember the order, but I remember I didn't really go to Daintree as such, but I went Cape Tribulation, which is, I think that crosses the Daintree River, doesn't it? Yeah, I'd love to get up there and just spend more time. It has crossed my mind, do I just fly up there and hire a vehicle? But you get restrictions when you hire a vehicle as well. Like, technically, you're not supposed to go on a gravel track. Well, you don't have to go off-road if you're on a gravel track, but then if anything goes wrong, you're up the shit. I think the other problem is I hate doing the same road twice. I like to try and do a loop. And I know that you can go up the coast and then you can go inland, but you got to go a fair way inland and come down. And I probably am not that interested just yet in doing the inland side of things. But I don't want to just race up or take my time going up and then just race home down the coast. Like it's 3,000 kilometers. That's a lot of time, money, and fuel just to be racing back. If that makes sense. I don't get a lot of time to do that. Like if I was going to go in the 2 week, like I get a 2 week window. I know it's doable in 2 weeks, but it's a lot of money on fuel, etc. to be going up and down in 2 weeks. Like ideally, I think you'd want at least 4 weeks. And then you've also got, if you're going to do the Cape, you'd want an extra week for that, I would think. Especially if you go and do the islands and that sort of thing. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there. Thanks for those people that have joined in. I might do this again in a month's time. I'm busy this weekend, so I can't join on any or do any live feeds. So I thought I'll just do one tonight and try and make things a little bit positive after things being. It just feels like we're constantly surrounded by shit. So trying to be a little bit positive, and the two things that stick with me really well is what that kid said about, like, you can't change the wind, but you can change the sails. And the other one, which some of you would know of, which is from Kaz, which is sort of a bit of my motto, is be net positive. I actually say that to kids and stuff at school and to the staff, be net positive. I just think it's a really simple way of, if you do that, the world be, if everyone did that, the world would be a better place. But you can only control what you do, not what everyone else does. But I do think if you start doing things, it rubs off on other people. Especially if you do positive things and people are doing negative things, and as soon as other people start doing positive things, then they start to look like shit for doing negative stuff all this time. So then they'll stop doing positive. Anyway, that's my theory. Thank you very much for everyone that's come on. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend, whatever you're doing, and I'll see you all again very soon. Feel free to, if you want me to talk about something or you want to join in, and I don't have a live feed plan, let me know and we'll make something work. I'm sure most of you know how to contact me on Facebook, and if not, just put a comment and I can send you my email as well. Cool. All right, thanks guys, and good night.